Overthinking are repetitive thoughts going around and around in your mind. They are unproductive and can trigger some very negative thinking patterns. If you or someone you know is struggling with overthinking, then please stay with me. Hello, my name is Belynder and I'm the founder of Serene Lifestyles, which is an online psychotherapy practice. Please see the link below for more details. Now, people often, when they overthink something, when they are dwelling on something from the past or worrying about the future, this can actually trigger very negative thinking patterns which do not serve any purpose for those people at all, because these patterns become quite repetitive, and it's like it's almost like a spiral that it never stops. It's a loop going around in your mind of negative thoughts, and it's constant, and it can become more and more negative as time goes by, especially if you don't know how to break these patterns, because it can cause tensions, make you stress even more about a situation, and make people quite anxious as well as depressed. So here are a few tips to help you to overcome overthinking. Tip number 1, step back and reflect. Now, it's really important that you choose to look at things from a different perspective, with a different mindset. You see, because your mind is overworking and you're running scenarios in your mind, a lot of people tend to run negative scenarios in their mind, like, what if things go wrong? What if this doesn't work? What if this happens? And it's always negative. The thing is that you have to change those thinking patterns to, what if it does work? The more you practice doing this, the more you will stop playing back the same negative thoughts that are bothering you and that you have experience of from your past, and also worrying about what the future might hold. And tip number 2, stimulate your senses. Now, if you stimulate your senses and almost take your brain by surprise, overthinking is a mental activity. So what you're trying to do here is get your brain to focus on something completely random and different. And the best way to do this is to actually interrupt those thoughts. And you could do this by just standing up and doing star jumps, or tasting a lemon, or whatever stimulates those senses, or smelling very strong oil, eucalyptus, or anything like that. Something that will break that repetitive loop of thoughts that are going around in your mind. You see, what we're trying to do, we are trying to take the brain by surprise and switch the brain's mode off from those repetitive thinking patterns and stimulate it with the senses. So your brain almost, say for example, you've just tasted a lemon and your brain almost says, oh, what's that? And you've diverted and distracted your thoughts by doing that. Now, tip number 3, let go of being a perfectionist. Now, many people do not realize that perfectionists and overthinkers actually go together like 2 peas in a pod. I say this often, perfection is overrated, and it really is a recipe for creating disaster. You see, it can cause anxiety, and it's just not fair on your own mindset or yourself to be putting yourself through this. So instead of beating yourself up for imperfections or avoiding undertakings you're afraid won't be perfect, come up with a new idea or new ideas. Make the mistakes, learn from them, try and problem solve. Be realistic and rational in your thought process. Now, overthinking is difficult for many people to break the pattern from, but sometimes it just makes you, if you're consciously aware of it and you practice things like mindfulness or reading visualization books or meditating, it all helps one to get through the challenges. Now, these are a few tips to help you to put a pause on those loops of thoughts that keep you stuck. If you wish to talk or you seek further professional advice regarding any concerning issues, then please click on the link below to connect. And remember, change your mindset and it will change your life. Thank you for watching. Until next time, take care of your thinking patterns.